Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I want to talk about a leader's kryptonite. Now, hopefully you know what kryptonite is, but if not, I'll explain it to you and unpack it. Kryptonite is the mineral that causes Superman to lose all of his power. And so when Superman is exposed to kryptonite, he becomes a mortal man. He becomes just like all of us. And so he loses all of the superpowers that he has that makes him Superman. At that point, he's just a man. He's not super anymore. And that's what kryptonite does to him. Now, there are two kryptonites I want to share with you that can do the same thing for you as a leader. It can hurt your credibility as a leader. It can put you on the sideline as a leader. It can cause your leadership impact to be minimized. It can cause your leadership credibility to be compromised. And so the two kryptonites are this. They are isolation and abstraction. Isolation just means that the more you grow as a leader, the more isolated it naturally becomes. If you are at the top of an organization, if you're the CEO, well, you look around and it can be lonely at the top. And the further you go in leadership, the further there's a temptation to become isolated. And when you become isolated, bad things can happen to you as a leader, and you can start to really operate within your own echo chamber, and you can make decisions that aren't the most impactful, meaningful, and strategic decisions. And so you want to fight against that kryptonite, because it can cause you to lose your superpower as a leader if you are isolated as a leader. And so you have to work hard, and the more you grow in leadership and the more responsibility you have in an organization, you have to work even harder to have a community of people that you can lean on. And it can be people inside work that you trust and you have that kind of relationship with, or it could be outside of work. Most likely it would be outside of work. It's a group of people that can keep you sharp as a leader and can challenge you not to be isolated and call you out whenever you have the temptation to be isolated as a leader. And so the first kryptonite is isolation. The second kryptonite is abstraction. And what this means is that the temptation as a leader, as you grow in responsibility, is to become more and more removed or abstracted from the frontline people. And we talked yesterday about this iceberg of ignorance and how the data shows that the higher you go in leadership in an organization, the further you are from knowing the real problems to solve. And when you're abstracted, you can make bad decisions. When you're abstracted, you can make decisions that actually adversely affect people on your team, even if your intent wasn't to do that. And so the way to fight against abstraction is to have systems in place, triggers in place that allow you to stay close to frontline people so that you can know the real problems that people have, and you can align your strategy, you can align your actions to solving the real problems that will move the business forward. And so those are the two kryptonites, isolation and abstraction. And you want to have a system in place, a strategy in place to combat those two kryptonites so that they don't disable and disarm you and remove your superpower as a leader, and you lose your leadership impact. So the go and do is to make sure that you have the systems in place to keep you from being isolated as a leader, and you have the systems in place that keep you from being abstracted as a leader. If you are connected and you are close to the front lines, then you are positioning yourself for the most impact as a leader.